Let's bring the meeting to order and we'll first go over the approval of minutes. Everybody had an opportunity to check those out.
Yes.
I'll move to approve. Have second?
I do second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Minutes are now approved. And do we have any public comment today?
Well, thank you.
Good.
I just wanted to ask if we could look at the ion water, how we're doing. And if it might be a good time to put a little blurb in our water bill, just entice people or encourage people, if they haven't already done that, to get on that program.
How often do we put any kind of a reminder in the?
Oh, we don't do it in the bills because
And-
it costs the city money to do that, the company that processes our bills. But the water team is constantly doing that. We put it in the city bulletin. It's on our city website. Anytime somebody calls in and inquires about their bill for any reason, this folks up front are asking them if they know about ion water, if they have it and they have their bill up. They've signed on ion water. So that's an ongoing.
I've seen it in a few places. Yeah, so that's why I haven't seen it in the bill. Sounds like it's got money for the.
You know what I was meaning? It wasn't a separate thing. It was just on the actual bill. There's a little, as a special, I don't know what it's called under there, but it's just a little. I think lately we've had, are you up to date or do we have your information? It could be a place to put.
It's kind of like a comments field.
It's got
So we put something in there, but
special space.
that costs the city money to do that, Jan, because they have to write the program to insert those comments. Then every month, if there's some change in the rate, there's some kind of information that Lori's got to put on there. So it's kind of a shared space. We can't just dominate it every month, but farmers market will probably put something out there just to remind folks that it's a software that's free available to them. So
I have an idea, the Gazette. Maybe Debatia could do an article because a lot of people pick up the Gazette.
That's a good idea.
Yes, so I think that's something to move. And then Trevor, what are we now on the percentage? We were
What, around 39-40%?
actually, we're just under 50%. Our goal.
great. That was 50.
And Carol just gave me the stats last week. We're just hovering right around that 46 percentile. But keep in mind when someone moves and shuts off water, so that number's kind of fluctuating. But their goal is to hit that 50%.
Yeah, I have it up right now. It's 44% and 579 users.
Great.
Just so everyone knows, we've been very successful with word of mouth, with
Yeah.
phone calls, when people call and say, I got some weird water thing going on in my backyard.
Yeah.
I personally did 3 ion water accounts last month. So that's the name of the game is word of, when we talk to customers.
People just got to where they don't put the stuff on the bills anymore. They read signs, but I'm up for doing anything that can help promote that doesn't cost the city extra money to do it.
Okay.
We did the article in the paper when they finished the project last year. And so if you guys want to do another article, we.
That'd be great. I think that's good.
Do that for us.
I think 44% pretty amazing anyway. I mean, trying to get
It really,
Only it
in
is.
on anything,
really is.
something like that. So
When I talk to customers that don't know anything about it, when I tell them about the program, they're just shocked. And when they sign up, they get so excited.
I agree with you. Yeah.
I can see every day what I'm using.
It's kind of like getting a Fitbit.
And if they have a leak,
Yeah,
right.
I'm always looking at it.
Yeah, if they get a leak, they definitely are going to sign up.
Carol's really concentrated on the property management folks to try to capture those second homes.
good idea.
The bigger accounts like the apartments or condo complexes, he's talked to the associations to try to get their folks tied in. So
A good point. Everyone that I see here, in the minutes are out of town. They're in Portland, Idaho, somewhere else, and they have a rental property here.
Yeah.
So they didn't know about it. The neighbor says, hey, you got a leak.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good to get to the eye on water because you know immediately,
Yeah.
bang.
The folks up at Breakers helped. They got their association, when they did a meeting, they talked to their folks about getting signed up. So we saw a good little spike during that.
Yeah, 44, that's good.
Those bigger groups of folks are helpful to help us get the word out. So
Right.
And do you have an email tree, Jan? Maybe you could put something in there about that when, if you send out an
Actually,
email.
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know you talked to a lot of folks and maybe just put a blurb in there about that too.
It's a great idea. Thank you.
Okay, well, what a great segue right into our request for utility. Is there anything else, Jan, that you'd like to discuss before we move on? Okay. Okay, has everybody had an opportunity to look at the utility relief requests and
Yes.
any discussion on the first one? It is 172 West Washington Street.
Is that Carolyn?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I had LaQuinn in my, well, my notes.
Okay, I think it was an outside pipe leak, if I understood it.
Right. Yeah, okay, I had her last name, LaQuinn. Yes, we're on the same page. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just saying that when I read, it looked like it was an outside pipe leak because of the freeze. And it was the same date that I had my furnace evaporator thing freeze outside, which I didn't know what was going on. So it appeared to me it did not go into any kind of public water. So, you know, I was thinking approve it, but
I concur and
Yeah, it's within our
Any other
guidelines. I
discussion?
agree with the staff recommendation.
okay.
So do we have a second then?
I second.
Okay,
Go ahead.
thanks, Amber.
I guess I was move for it.
Yeah.
Correct. And I meant to.
That's right. All right.
I moved Amber seconded. Now we can go.
All right, very good.
All in favor?
Now we're all,
Aye. Okay.
Aye.
aye.
So unanimous approval on that one. The second one. Roll down here.
Ron Johnson.
Ron Johnson, 11724 Southwest Beulah Street.
If I understand,
Important that.
if I understand, it's a leak in his crawl space. So that would be also outside the systems.
Yeah, is there any further discussion on that? Nope. Okay, do I have a move to approve or
You do?
second?
Second.
Amber seconds, all in favor to approve the request?
Aye.
Aye. So unanimous. And do we move on down to the third one?
Sandy Coleman.
And this one looks like it was a toilet flushing incident, so the water did go into the.
Right. And it showed denied on the actual report.
That's the staff recommendation.
Oh, staff recommendation. Okay.
Subject to our review.
Yeah, so do I have any discussion on that? Do I have any motions to approve or deny?
I would say deny.
Okay.
No.
Second.
Second.
Amber seconds, and all in favor of denying the motion to approve this particular request?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous denial then on that one.
And on a positive note, they got signed up for Ion Water.
Right.
And just same as when I had the ghost flush. I did the same thing.
Okay, any other discussion for the utility relief request before we move on? Okay, public works status. Nice to see you this week or this month, Karen. I know you've been busy.
It's all been about the budget. We've presented and the budget's been approved but not adopted. It'll be adopted in the upcoming council meeting. Wastewater, we have the bid out right now for Midway and Siusla on the first bid run. We didn't get bids at all. Tomorrow is the pre-bid walkthrough. So if somebody contractor wants to go look at the pump stations and discuss the bid, we'll be doing that tomorrow. Ecola pump station, we're prepping for the generator, the old one to be taken out, the new one to put in. So there's a lot of pre-work the guys have to do as far as the louvers and the venting and all that kind of stuff. So they've been working on that. The main pump station generator swap out will happen after Ecola. For roads, overlays are done and the patchwork will be done in the fall. The leak detection company is out. So this is the third year and they're doing the town evaluation like they did 3 years ago to see how many leaks we have. So it'll be a good comparison to the condition we're in now versus what it was before. So when that's done, the guys will make all those leak repairs. And so all those cuts in the asphalt will have to be patched. So once they're finished with that, Paul will finalize his list and coordinate with the paving company that won the bid for this year. Parks, the Midtown bathroom, same situation as Midway and Siusla. We got no contractor bids for that, so it is out. Tomorrow or Thursday is the walkthrough for that, for any contractor that wants to go in and see the bathroom and ask questions about the bid. You'll see the guys, my team's out planting a tree over on the Sunset Cloverleaf, whatever you want to call it, where the elk lie down in the lower part. ODOT gave us permission to plant a tree in honor of Raphael's son. And so the team is putting that in this morning.
Very nice.
That'll be right in the, or the,
Yeah, in the upper knoll, not down where the elk are, and they'll put elk protection around it. It had to be between the power lines, away from that, so that when it gets big and sprawling, it doesn't affect the power lines, but not down in the lower part, which is typically pretty seepy. And so that's happening.
that'll be nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Nice
very
reminder,
nice.
too.
Our water resiliency projects are going right along. They're really in the final stages of doing all their potholing and isolating exactly the path of the water line for phase 2. Phase 3, we're chasing that last bit of funding. Now it's just to sit and wait to see if we get that $6.7 million grant that Tessa worked super hard to complete and pursue for us. The EPA gave us a notification this week that we have been selected for an award, which will happen in July 11th council work session for the water resiliency project.
Wow.
And so more details will come to us about that. But if you want to witness that, that'll be on the July 11th meeting. That's pretty much it.
What was July 11th meeting for? For what?
I'm sorry,
When will it be presented? July 11th?
July 11th in the work session. It starts at 6 o'clock, the council work session.
Okay.
I don't know where it's going to be on the pecking order of the agenda, but once Jen kind of gets closer to get her packet finalized, we'll know what we're in the positioning.
It's
But
kind
they're going to be here in person to present it to us.
it's kind of a big deal, so
Yeah.
show up, it'd be.
It's a big
The
deal.
EPA doesn't give those things out
No.
willy-nilly.
No.
Yeah, they, I guess I asked who nominated us, because it's a nominated type thing. And Business Oregon said that the EPA reviews everything and they reached out to them and asked some questions. And Business Oregon was involved in helping them at different projects. So we were selected out.
Excellent.
It's like an Academy Award.
That's a,
We get an Oscar.
right.
Yeah, I agree. It's a big deal.
It is a big
It comes through. It sounds like it's going to.
Mhm.
Can you refresh my memory on what sort of the major components of the projects are?
So the phase 1 is our seismic valves that go on each of the water reservoirs.
Okay.
Phase 2 is the lines from the spring to the plant, then on down to the RV park,
Okay.
where we would have our distribution point either between the RV park or the Public Works yard. Also in phase 2 is the site improvement of where we're going to build the new tank, but the site improvement is where the current tank sits. So if it fails between now and the time we get the new tank built, we're directing that water where we want it to go and not down the hill. Okay. Phase 3 is our actual construction of the tank. And 3A is the backbone from the north end to the south end, the backbone along Highway 101. Okay.
And that ties in both sides, is that correct?
I'm sorry,
The backbone part, does that tie in the whole system? So we've got
that gives us water from
redundancy.
then to the south end,
Okay.
yeah. I kind of look at that as a bit of a redundant line in the sense that right now you have water both ends, but we know that there's 2 areas that we're probably going to be separated from each other in an emergency. That's the S curves and of course the bridge. And so with the line along the highway being HDPE, it would be less likely that that line would rupture in an earthquake unless it was the big Cascadia. But it is highly likely that our city lines will, because we haven't made enough progress on our,
The old steel ones, yeah.
and you can only
Theoretically,
do those at,
Big deal.
so fast. Can't have the whole town tore up.
theoretically, will that funding cover all those phases and projects?
Is what?
Theoretically, will that funding, when it comes in, will it cover all of those phases and projects?
6.7, that last leg of funding
Yeah.
is the final phase that we were waiting for, and it is for the backbone. That's the only piece that we're missing. We have been either awarded or verbally promised with a follow-up email that we would get the 5.3 for phase 3, which is all the engineering for phase 3 and the construction of the tank. So the only leg left in phase 3 is that backbone along 101. That's why we're calling it 3A, because
Okay.
part of that 3. But we have yet to get the funding for it.
So this latest good news kind of buttons everything up. Is that the way to put it?
Well, the award doesn't have anything to do with with funding in the sense that it doesn't come with money, but it certainly will add to our presentation on June 2nd when Bruce and I have to go in front of the board and present that phase 3 to Business Oregon. So it will be nice to be able to say we're being recognized for this project. The city.
Think of the backbone phase 3 is it's the loop system. We're creating the loop.
Correct, yeah.
So that in the water distribution system, the more loops you have, the better. When the source is coming from multiple directions than just one direction,
Right.
that's a benefit to everyone.
Now, Karen, is that where Mike Benefield is working a little bit on that project, or the seismic valve project?
So say again.
Is that where Mike Benefield is working on his?
Yeah, he's
Project.
working on all phases. of
Great.
this. He was brought on specifically for this, and we had that job posted for a long time.
I really am good.
Not get
Super.
the engineering project management back, experience or expertise that we were wanting at the pay that the job was.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one. Well, he's got the background.
So he was willing to help us with that at a part-time level.
Good.
So that's what we started with. I think when the construction gets going, it's probably going to be way more than a part-time job, but we'll handle that when it comes.
Well, great job chasing down third-party money.
Yeah,
It's not easy. I know. All
team is doing a great job. We got.
a lot of people I know that.
to build it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's when it actually happens. It is a big deal.
And the wild thing is she actually likes doing this stuff. That's a scary one.
Hey, the nation's right.
Yeah.
Little bulldog.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It appears that we have a really good chance of getting that funding.
Right.
Qualifying factors are all there, and Business Oregon and the folks that have looked at this seem to feel like we've got a really good.
And I think the EPA award is going to even help us more, get.
Like I told council and budget, if that happens, to me, this is the single biggest success out of the 3 phases. That's a lot of money, and it's a 25% match. So the city would have to come up with 25% of that. But I mean, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
Really, really hopeful.
Fantastic.
Good work.
That's what we are.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Moving on to good of the order.
Got Public Works Week
Yeah,
discussion.
And I,
not to mention public.
I got a message, I'm pretty sure it was from Janae, I don't have a phone number, but saying I wouldn't be at the meeting.
Right,
Everybody
right.
else get that?
Yes,
Okay, all right, then it wasn't
Yeah, we
just
did.
to me alone.
we did. And I just, I've got one,
Mention what she was gonna
great.
purchase, okay.
And I've got one comment, okay? We spent 3 weeks in France, all over the country, all over the villages. Okay, the parking problem, quote, Cannon Beach is a dream. They built these villages in France before cars. And I mean, literally, you're in and out and, stuff like that. So it makes this problem look very, very small.
Kitty's play.
So if everybody could go to France and visit the village, they'd be all be, let's happy.
But you see a lot of people walking and on bikes and
Oh, yeah.
other alternative, mode of transportation. You see that in Europe in general, more so than the US.
I just want to kind of like say that it makes me feel like it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You'll notice that in like Portland too, or any cities built in like the mid-19th century.
Yeah.
Where they were before cars, and it's pretty rough.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's all relative. So, party or the luncheon rather, coming up, the appreciation luncheon. So,
Janae proposed the 23rd of May. I let my team know about that. And right now, we only have one guy that's going to be off. So the majority of the team is
Oh, beautiful.
there.
We could meet the new employees, right?
Sorry.
Like we could meet like AJ and all these new,
Right, yeah, so the public works team comes in at noon.
great.
We set up a buffet. We can't invite the public per se because we're not allowed to serve food to the public.
Yeah.
But our committee members come, a lot of times council, the mayor comes, and we just have a nice lunch.
Great.
okay. I guess we can get with, if you just let us know how many people. I think they're planning on hot dogs and same thing as like last year.
Yeah, I think Janae provided the
Table.
buns and the dogs, and then just, everybody brings a side dish kind of a thing.
Okay.
So potato salad, macaroni salad, things that go with hot dogs. We have plenty of condiments here at City Hall based on all the luncheons that we do. So don't worry about the mustard, ketchups, all that. We got that squared away. So, whatever you guys want to bring to support the main dish, and that's always at noontime. But you can drop your stuff off here at City Hall early and we'll refrigerate it and get it all ready to set out. Pretty much it.
That's a week from today, right?
23.
That's a week from today, right?
23rd.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get on it and Janae and I and Scott. Amber and Doug will put something together and
Beautiful.
how many people are we expecting?
I have 14 on my team, but like I say, the others
Probably
join.
25, maybe.
Yeah, I think 25 would be a safe.
Okay, 24.
Excellent. Well, great. Looking forward to it.
Anything else, Trevor? I forgot as far as the updates and, okay.
Okay.
I know in the coffee with the counselor, the question came up about the bridge. There's no change on that at all until we hear from FEMA if we got the grant. And the minute we hear something on that, good, bad, or indifferent, I'll send a blast out to the committee, and obviously Bruce will know and whatnot. He'll update council and we'll get the word out right away if we got that grant or not. But really, anything that we do on the bridge is at a standstill till we know if we get that funding. And then from there, we move forward with the plan to evaluate it for retrofitting.
Okay, speaking of bridges, they're doing 101, at least yesterday started. I don't know if they'll be complete today or whatever, but I'm glad that's finally getting around to being paved.
Supposedly for
There.
10 days, they're trying to do it during the day as long as they can keep traffic at a 15-minute delay or less. And yesterday went pretty good. I went up several times on the highway just to see how long the delay was. The PD's kind of watching things. They had a little bit of rail work left to do on the bridges, and they were waiting for those metal parts to get here. And then when the plant opened, they scheduled with the paving to be able to get that done at the same time. So that's what they're working on, but they think that in 10 days, somewhere around there, they should have the majority of it done. So.
Excellent. Okay, anything else? Go to the order? Going once, twice? All right, well, thank you, everyone.
Thank
You.
Adjourned.